Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm here with the Passionate Pisces May horoscope. Wowee, what a big month we've all got. We really do have a lot of transformation, significant transformation this month. Okay, so just a really quick rundown on what we've got. Mercury retrograde in Gemini from the 10th of May to the 3rd of June, plus shadow period either side of that. Do be careful of miscommunications, problems with technology, problems with travel, but it's a great time to complete anything you start before, say, around, the beginning of May. If you started it before that, you may find it comes back to you, or the energy comes back to you in some way, so you can finally complete it. Jupiter is changing signs and houses, so it's going into Aries. So Jupiter makes anything it touches bigger, more expansive, and in Aries it's likely to have even more energy and be bolder and more spontaneous than usual. So that's going to be huge. We've got a lunar eclipse in Scorpio on the 16th. That's also happening. Australia, New Zealand and the Pacific Islands before the international date line have a partial solar eclipse on the 1st. Only these countries because we're ahead in time, whereas the rest of the world is behind us in some fashion. And so they would have had their solar eclipse on the 30th of April, basically. I'm in Australia, so ours is, I haven't had it yet. But it brings a new beginning depending on what area of your chart it touches. It is in Taurus, so there's likely to be a likelihood of real physical changes taking place. And for you, Passionate Pisces, it's in your third house of communications and promotion, and also your local area, your community, study. These sorts of areas could change significantly for you. Pluto went retrograde on the 29th of April, and so for those of you who have been feeling like you've been under the hammer doing the hard yards, there's some sort of reprieve in your life. Maybe things slow down. It's not quite as burdensome as it was, okay? It's in Capricorn as well, so the real tough stuff, it might just feel not so bad. So a lot of significant energy changes this month. I'll just briefly tell you what I do. I draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. Then I'll have a look at your horoscope in depth. Okay, if you are new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, let's go to the board and have a look at these cards. This is your horoscope I'll be coming to shortly, but the 2 cards I'm going to draw, the first one you can think of as the first half of the month if you wish, and the second one as the second half of the month if you wish. All right, just looking for something that is really drawing me. Okay. This one doesn't feel so major, but it feels there's a lightness or an insightfulness. It's like you become more aware in some way. Okay. What am I getting? Just looking for a picture. Okay, rest is important for you. Okay, make sure you're getting enough sleep and that you're not go all the way through the day without stopping. Sit down and have a cuppa, rest a bit here and there. And take time out just to walk around the yard or look at the flowers or the leaves or something, instead of having your mind racing all the time. I feel like a bit of R&R is called for. Maybe, there's some energy for you to go on a short trip, even if it's just for the weekend, something different, because, variety is the spice of life. Okay, so we have temperance. It's all about balance, which is basically what I guess I'm saying. So don't push yourself too much. You need to have this R&R time and get your life in balance. This is a fabulous card, actually. It says things are going smoothly, that even if it's a difficult situation, that you've been able to balance it and get the proper perspective in life, and not, overdo things. So much we tend to overdo things. So it's a time of contemplation, clarity. If you have time out, you'll be even more effective than normally. It's all about understanding the relationships between heaven and earth, and what you put out and what you get back. So passionate Pisces, that's wonderful. Let's look at the second half of the month for you now. And I see cups of wine. It's a bit like they're golden goblets, actually, that I'm seeing, and they've got wine or ambrosia even being poured into them. So it's a bit like the Holy Grail, rejuvenation, youth, revitalizing you, rejuvenating you in some way. You need some rejuvenation, okay? And the card that comes up, Cups. The Nine of Cups, this is about your hopes and dreams, and sending them out into the universe. So it's fairly important. And again, it brings satisfaction, and it's almost like a pat on the back. Well done. You've done really well lately. But send those hopes and dreams out into the universe so that they can be answered. It's a bit like when you go to a restaurant, you put your order in for your meal, it doesn't come instantly. So sometimes, you just have to be patient for things to come about. There's some action to be taken about your hopes and dreams too. They don't just fall out of the sky and there you go, you've won lotto. That rarely happens. It's more about the action that you take as well. But she is grounded in practical reality here on the side of the ocean. So she's got her act together, because it's very easy to get taken away by your emotions and let your emotions rule you. We are not our emotions. So, when we pass over, we don't take our brain, our actual physical brain, our body over with us. We just take the energy. And so it's very important to have everything in balance, like this card suggests, between your spirit, your mind, your body, and your emotions. Okay, very important. All right, okay, so there are your two cards, and what I'm going to do is put them here so you can see them, because often they come up in some form in the reading. And I'm going to use Zoom so you can see better. Perhaps, I hope you can, at least. Alrighty. Okay, so this is called an independent chart because most of the activity is here on the eastern side of the horizon. It's like you're drawing on your own resources. The relationships are not perhaps as important as sometimes. It's like you're looking to your own devices and keep playing things closer to your chest and relying on your relationship with spirit. Your ruler Neptune is continuing in your sign here, so brings a very spiritual cast to your beliefs, like a spiritual tone to your ideas and your core beliefs about life and the universe. And Mercury retrograde in your third and fourth houses. Okay, so it's here in your fourth house of home and family. So there could be miscommunications or misunderstandings about something, or even when you're contacting your family, there could be problems with technology. The phone call drops out, the email disappears, blah, blah, blah. And also here in the third house, it really does suggest that communications will slow down in some way. And these could be communications with your siblings, your cousins, when it goes into the third house. But not so good for technology at all, unfortunately. Lunar eclipse in Scorpio in your ninth house up here brings a shake-up in terms of this is called the house of the higher mind. So if you're studying, there could be some sort of change there. Or when Mercury goes retrograde, because you've got so much activity here in your third house, and the third and the ninth activate each other. And so, yeah, study could really change direction. And the South Node, there's something coming up about your ancestry, your past, where you've been, how you used to do things, how you still do things, and what you're being called to do in the future is going to change and get more detailed. Perhaps go from being concepts to being actual details of how you can change your life. And Jupiter into your second house in Aries. I'll talk about that in a moment. Okay, let's look at this more in depth now. With the Australians and the Kiwis on the 1st of May and the solar eclipse in the third house here, we have to be careful that we're not overly emotional in our communications, and we sort of probably will have a need, or we want to have emotional rapport with our with people closest to us. And events from the past can come up. We might be having all these feelings and memories of situations that happened in the past, but they don't have much basis in the present. So we have to be careful that we don't put our emotions from the past onto present situations, and it's like something could trigger us, but it's really not. The issue is back in the past. It's not now so much. On the 1st to the 28th of May, Venus is in the second house. Venus is beautiful, and she loves beautiful things, and she loves to spend money on beautiful things. It's not a great time if you're watching what you eat either. You could overspend on going out. Just watch your finances, and watch that you don't pay too much for food, because she's probably encouraging you to buy the best things in life. Okay, maybe you could eat potatoes, but instead you're going to go and buy something that has been pre-prepared rather than preparing it yourself. That's one example. For example, it is a great time to buy art or jewelry or beautiful things that appreciate in value. Okay, so there are some opportunities there for you. Just watch you don't overspend. 28th of April to the 8th of May. Jupiter sextiles Pluto. This brings a lot of cooperation with businesses, government agencies, organisations, and influential people. They're likely to support you now, even if they didn't support you in the past. We can expect changes in government policy or announcements about changes in government policy, particularly in Australia, and the French election is actually today, so they're probably not making any new announcements now. But for Australia, yes, up until the 8th of May, our election will actually be on the 21st, so we can expect the sweeteners to come out to try to persuade us to vote for the government. Just be aware of any little attempts like that to bribe you, attempts to bribe you, basically. Then we have 5th of May to the 27th of October, Jupiter in your second house. This is fabulous for your finances. Your finances are likely to get a boost, or your possessions. If, for example, if you're thinking of buying something, you might find that the price suddenly drops. You can do a really good deal, and you can get something for nothing even. You might get a bonus with it, or some sort of, luck, or some sort of gift. You can greatly improve your finances and your possessions now, and just don't buy anything that you don't really need, because and with Venus also there, you're likely to be so tempted to splurge. 16th of May brings a lunar eclipse in Scorpio in your 9th house here that I mentioned before. This is very strong in terms of urging you to go away on a mini vacation. And if you can go, it would actually be really good. You'll enjoy yourself most probably. It's also a great time to put your life into perspective, get an overview of your daily matters, get reorganised, and get rid of things you don't need, and be more efficient, basically. Okay, but some way you've got more space in your life and your horizons are expanded. And it could be a bit of a shake-up. So yeah, a bit of a clean out, and then you feel that things are clean and you feel like you've achieved more. 12th of May to the 22nd of May, Jupiter sextiles Mercury retrograde. Okay, you're likely to have some sort of communications with long distance or overseas. Could be business matters too, but with Mercury retrograde, sometimes the call will drop out, or there's a glitch in technology, or your emails get lost or something like that. But people are trying to help you. If you're dealing business, you're likely to come across people that do want to help you in some way. It's normally a great time to advertise and publish and get your message out into the mass media. But with Mercury retrograde, it might be slowed down, maybe have to wait. If you're here on YouTube, it might take longer to upload your videos. That's certainly what I'm seeing. And I don't know if it's just the volume of videos that keeps increasing. So, their equipment's taking longer and longer. But yeah, it's to the point where it'll probably frustrate you in some way. So yeah, you can probably do it. You can probably expand and publish and advertise, but it might not come as easily as you would like, basically. Okay, then we have 18th of May to the 22nd of May, Mercury retrograde conjuncting Mercury. Okay, you could sort of fluctuate between feeling vague and confused, and at other times you feel alert, mentally sharp and clear, and you can comprehend new ideas, and you have brilliant flashes of insight and things like that. And then you forgot what you were supposed to do, or something like that. So normally this would be very beneficial for you in your communications. But when it's retrograde, yeah, things can go amiss, okay? Maybe you make a lot of plans and strategies now, but you don't act on them until Mercury turns direct, and a bit after the shadow period, so 3rd of June plus, say, another 5 days or so. 19th of May to the 21st of June, the Sun moves into your 4th house here, and this brings a lot of happiness around your home and family. Even your normal domestic affairs, maybe just cleaning, washing the floor, you're likely to get some sort of boost just from cleaning up, organising yourself, and your family comes over. There's likely to be a lot more communication with your family, and you have a sense of comfort and security around you. Okay, it's a great time to meditate and reflect. Sitting at home, if you've got a garden, for example, go out there and just sit for half an hour. Your home becomes more important to you. Maybe you want to plant plants and watch your plants grow or something like that. Give your home some extra attention now. It will pay off. 20th of May to the 24th of May sees Mercury retrograde squaring your ascendant. You could fluctuate between being alert and confused and then vague. So this is a bit frustrating because you feel great 1 minute and then 10 minutes later, yeah, the confusion, it's sort of like walking in a fog. But the pace around you is likely to be quite fast and hectic. This is why you need to slow down a little bit and get your life in balance, as this card indicates, because that's why the confusion starts, because there's just too much going on. You could feel restless and full of energy at one point and take on too much, okay? And with Mercury, then your communications can get a bit sort of mucked up, okay? So, just stay in balance, everything will be fine. 22nd of May to the 13th of June, Mercury retrograde in your 3rd house. Okay, so this does give a lot more energy in your mind, and you could again have these flashes of things that you want to do, and then you sort of lose energy. But there might be something for study, some energy for study, looking at business affairs, chatting, socialising. Yeah, as long as you keep everything in balance, again, it's likely to go okay. All right. You might also take trips around your local area, particularly for business reasons, okay? And just make sure that your car is in good working condition, because sometimes things can happen with tyres or batteries with your car. Then we have 23rd of May to the 4th of July, Mars in your second house, bringing a ton of energy. These two together, Jupiter and Mars, a ton of energy around your finances. And even if you didn't care about money before, all of a sudden now it becomes more of a focus, looking at your material security, your finances, your possessions, your business affairs. Okay, you're likely to have more ambition and enterprise around money. Do be careful of arguments about money though during this time. And 24th of May to the 28th of May, Mercury sextiles Jupiter. Again, it's retrograde, but you probably do feel quite optimistic and hopeful. You're looking forward to the future. You're seeing connections and possibilities that you didn't see before. Maybe you don't put them into practice until after Mercury turns direct. 27th of May to the 22nd of June, Venus in your third house is great. It's fabulous for socialising, dealing with your neighbours, making friends in your local community, and just strengthening relationships generally with people that are around you, close by. And also it's great for going out to cultural events, taking short trips for pleasure and recreation. And with all this activity, you know, there is a lot of mental energy going on. Study or short journeys is quite likely. And the 30th of May sees a new moon in Gemini in your fourth house, bringing new beginnings around your home and family. You want more comfort, security and privacy with your family or your close friends. You're quite likely to entertain friends at home. And it's just like the normal stresses of normal everyday life are sort of lifted, and you're happier at home. Okay. All right, so that's it. That's your horoscope for May, Passionate Pisces. I hope you have a wonderful month. You're very likely to, in fact. And as long as you keep everything in balance and don't try to overdo things, you'll probably have a very pleasant and positive month. Thanks so much for listening today. If you are new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell. I would really appreciate that. Have a wonderful month, everyone. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.